High drama today in the 2nd congressional district race. A judge in Richmond bounced independent candidate Shaun Brown from the ballot this fall.
The judge determined there were dozens of forged signatures on petitions floated by Congressman Scott Taylor's staff to get Brown on the ballot in what some say was a political stunt. 13 News Now reporter Megan Puryear looks at the politics of what's next.
David, Regina, the lawsuit over those forged signatures was brought on by the Democratic Party against the State Board of Elections. Now, while Shaun Brown was gone, but for now, political analysts say that what happened today leaves a lot of unanswered questions about the race going forward.
13 News Now political analyst Quentin Kidd says this is big.
It's a pretty significant event for a judge to then go back and say, you know, there was out and out fraud involved here, and to take her name off the ballot.
Today in Richmond, a circuit court judge found dozens of instances of forgery on petitions collected by campaign staffers for Congressman Scott Taylor. One of those signatures was Elizabeth Cake's late husband, Stuart.
He's looking down going, thank you, now we got it right.
What was seen as an attempt by the local GOP to dilute the Democratic vote and tilt the race toward Taylor possibly could backfire, Kidd says.
If Scott Taylor loses this election, it'll be a loss of his own making. The question is the wound serious enough to cause him to lose or not? And we'll know that on Election Day.
Despite the judge's ruling to bounce Shaun Brown from the ballot this November, the independent candidate says she'll continue to fight to stay in the race.
So, you know, I'm asking for your vote. We got one more hurdle. We got to go to the Virginia Supreme Court.
Today, Democratic candidate Elaine Luria, who has steered clear of the fight, offered a harsh rebuke of her Republican opponent. From the time this fraud became public knowledge, Congressman Scott Taylor has dodged responsibility for the criminal actions of his paid staff. He has blamed the National Democrats. Today, Taylor called the Democrats' lawsuit pure politics, adding in part, "Our campaign will continue to cooperate with the investigation and make no further comment while it is ongoing." While a special prosecutor will now look into whether any laws were broken by those who collected the signatures and verified their authenticity, that will not be known until after the election. Still, Kidd says what happened today may not be lost on all voters.
But the judge did give a pretty strong indication that some crimes have been committed.
At least 5 of Taylor's staffers pled the 5th today in court, and the special police investigator was also there for the trial. Live in the studio, I'm Megan Puryear, 13 News Now.
Now, this controversy started on June 9th. Dates on the petition to get Brown on the ballot revealed that is when several of the questionable signatures were collected by Taylor staffers. Then, 2 months later, questions over the signatures surfaced. The same month, a special prosecutor launched an investigation. That's also when the Democratic Party in Virginia stepped in, asking the Attorney General to remove Brown from the ballot. The Dems also took their concerns to court, asking a judge to invalidate all of Brown's petitions. And that brings us to today, when a judge ruled to take Brown off the ballot.